Hi everyone, welcome to the podcast. P is for Plog. My name is Paul and I'm a professional plogger. Plogging is picking up trash while running. I've been doing it for 13 years in my free time, but since last October, I turned professional. I'm trying to make a career out of this. I don't know if it'll work, and this podcast series is just tracking the success and failures along that journey. Today's episode is P is for performance. Let's get cracking.
Plug it and tag it and post it and bin it. Plug it and tag it and post it and bin it. Plug it and tag it and post it and bin it. Plug it, 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 plug it.
So I'm super excited about today's episode because it's been a real eye-opener for me. I've just come out of a few days of having a really nasty fever, and so I've had a chance or been forced into not working, not doing anything other than sitting on the sofa and thinking. And it's made me realize a few things. Some of the things I'm thrilled to say I was actually already in motion to doing, but it really sort of became aware to me that this is the path I'm going down for the next few months at least. And it also aligns with something that my wife said to me as well. She sent me a couple of reels, and it really connected with something that I didn't even realize I was going towards. More than that in a second. I want to go back to one of the most important things I say about plogging, and that is there are no rules to plogging. Do it how you want. And we've seen that happen with the word plogging and how it gets used over the years. In its original form, it started off in 2016 as picking up trash while running. I mean, I was doing it before then, but that was the whole purpose, was sort of, it comes from two words, and one of them is jogging. But it's evolved into something that's bigger. It's evolved into just going out there picking up trash. As soon as you do that, you're a plogger. Whether it's going out for a run, walking the dog, or going for a walk, as soon as you pick up a piece of trash, you're plogging. And this is super important. I'll get to that in a second. But I now want to mention and bring in a friend of mine, David, the Flying Beardman in Australia. He's really sort of taking that to heart. He's making plogging accessible and open to everyone, and I think it's so fantastic. So he is focusing on plogging as a walking activity, and it's so great to see him sort of just doing that and making it accessible to everyone. We've had conversations about it, and my own fears of sort of, by going so extreme in what I do, am I making it inaccessible or just too challenging for people to take on? Regardless of whether that's true or not, what the Flying Beardman's doing is he's making it completely accessible to all. He's showing really is literally just go out, pick up some trash, you're plogging. And I want to bring back to the word plogging now. The reason being is over the years, we've had a lot of words that have come out of plogging that have taken on different activities. So if you go cycling and you're plogging, and you pick up trash while you're doing it, you're plycling. If you go out walking and you pick up trash, you're polking. In Dutch, we would say you're going for wandelen, and then there's plondelen. So what you see is there's a lot of words that have come out that are sort of combinations of plogging. So plogging in effect has become a verb of picking up trash while doing an outside activity and relating it to a different activity instead of running. And I think those are so fantastic. The trouble is we're diversifying. That is just great. I love these new words that are coming out and sort of seeing them ignite people's enthusiasm, and that's fantastic. But let's make sure that in every conversation we include the word plogging. For one very important reason: statistics. When I first started really bringing plogging to the forefront of my social media, I was looking at the hashtag plogging to see how it was growing, and it was like, oh look, it was at 200,000, 300,000. It was sort of growing. The trouble with, if we use all these different words in different languages, that what we're doing there is we're diluting those statistics. Keep using those words, but make sure you still have the word plogging in there, so it still gets added as an overall arch to what we're doing. The whole benefit that the plogging as a word brought me, because I was doing it since 2011, but in 2016 when it became a word, suddenly it gave me a chance to connect with people around the world, such as the Flying Beardman in Australia. Yeah, we're connected through plogging, and that's true of so many other people around the world. We've connected through that word. As soon as we make all these new words, then we lose that community. Let's keep the community together as a whole by making sure we still continue to use the word plogging alongside those unique words. And for that reason, I've actually done that with the Sunthorpe Museum. So for those that don't know, I'm currently in a 3-4 month exhibit about plastic trash at the Sunthorpe Museum. I'm as one of the artists that have provided objects and items for inclusion in the exhibit. There are 13 of us, and some truly fantastic artists. And it's to talk about plastic trash. It also coincides with the 10th anniversary of Yuttuskaluk, which are a fantastic organisation here in Sunthorpe. They're sort of doing beach walks and picking up trash each day, and much more than that. It's a foundation, and it's definitely worth checking out. But I was also asked to do some activities for this museum, so I deliberately called it Plogging with Paul, or we've deliberately called it Plogging with Paul, because I want plogging. I am a plogger. However, in the notes you see it's going for a walk with Paul picking up trash. So rather than use the Dutch word plondelen, I've decided to stick with plogging deliberately. But I will be talking about plondelen when I do it with the people. But I really want to keep that community together with that single word. And this will move on to really what I want to talk about now. And I've always said this, there are no rules to plogging. Do it however you want to do it. Whether that is going for a 30-kilometre run picking up trash, whether it's going for a 1-kilometre run picking up trash, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's going for a dog walk, a bike, it doesn't matter. It's up to you how you do it. If you pick up 1 piece or 1,000 pieces, it doesn't matter. You're all plogging. That kind of links in to running. I mean, if you think about running, people call themselves runners, but it is such a diverse set of people. You've got people that go for a 1 kilometre, they put their running shoes on, they go for 1 kilometre, they're doing long walks. They are running, and they are a runner, and they should be proud of that. Doesn't matter if you go for a 1 kilometre or 100 kilometres. Doesn't matter you go at 30-minute pace for a kilometre or 3-minute pace for a kilometre. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. So it doesn't matter what speed you're going, you are running, and it's the same with plogging. But what is interesting is I'm kind of going more to the extreme this year, and I've had to be honest with myself about that. So let's move on to P is for performance. What am I talking about performance? When I became a professional plogger, I had to go to the Chamber of Commerce and sign up, and I came away being recorded as my main business is a professional athlete. I loved that, and I made fun of it. I said, yeah, that's like, have you seen my wobbly belly? You're calling me a professional athlete. And I kind of made fun of it. One of the things that my wife is always telling me is don't make fun of yourself. I do bring humor into everything I do, and that is who I am. So I'm not going to stop that. But it doesn't mean I can't be serious about it as well. I had this wonderful, there's a couple of times now that I've heard conversations. It was on BBC Radio 1 and also saw it on a Reels the other day where they said, don't use the word but, use the word and. So when you can have a good thing and a bad thing, you don't have to have a but in there. It can be an and. You can have multiple things at the same time. So what I need to do is say, instead of saying, I'm a professional athlete, but have you seen my wobbly belly? I can be a professional athlete and have a wobbly belly. And that and is so important to what I need to be. I need to be honest to myself and say that and has value. That wobbly belly is just who I am, but I am still a professional athlete. Don't take that away, and I need to be proud of it. How many people around the world can say they run 4,000 kilometers a year? And this year I should be doing 5,200. How many people can say that they've run 3:23 in a marathon? How many people can say they've run a half marathon carrying 1,000 bottles weighing 32 kilograms in the shape of an earth suit over the beach for 21 kilometers? How many people can say that? How many of those people can then say that they're 57 years old? Yes, I have a wobbly belly, but I need to be super proud and take serious what I achieve at my performances. I came second in the World Plogging Championships in 2022, and I am so proud of that. That was 30 kilometers of running, and it was I was dragging around close to 100 kilos of trash. You've got everyone talking about Hydrox and things like that. Plogging is nature's Hydrox. It's such a great CrossFit activity. And that's kind of where I want to go into. I want to bring out the performance side more. I want to be more serious about it. And this was compounded by two things that happened in the last week or so. The first one was actually while I was ill. My wife sent me 2 Instagram reels from Tatum Brandt. No idea who she is, but I think she really nailed these reels, and I'll put a link in the description. The first one was talking about Nike's change of strategy. She was talking about how it used to be that they would focus on celebrities for marketing, and then it went from celebrities to influencers. And she was like saying the trouble is influencers now is everyone's an influencer. Yeah, a micro influencer is now down to, have you got a follower? Yes, you're a micro influencer in effect. Anyone can be an influencer. So that value of influencers has reduced. And so what Nike is now doing is they're now going back to athletes. They're going back to their core business. They're going back to their athletic stories, and they're doing storytelling of athletes. And that resonated with me. And that resonated with, in effect, what I want to do. And it is something I've been thinking about over the last couple of weeks as I changed focus from the earth suit that I've been focused on throughout January to now being fully focused on my 12 Staden Plog. The Tyler Staden Plog is huge. So that is my 31 marathons in a row, running around the Netherlands, picking up trash constantly, self-supported, 1,300 kilometers. Yes, it's in a banana suit. That just makes it tougher. It doesn't just make it funnier or more impactful or more visually interesting. It makes it tougher. If I'm out there and it's pouring with rain and I'm in a banana suit, that is not a good suit to be wearing. If it's boiling hot, that is not a good suit to be wearing. The banana suit has a purpose, but it also makes it tougher. And I shouldn't lose sight of that. I really want to respect that challenge and treat it as a performance, as an athletic performance, an impactful performance in terms of inspiring change, an impactful adventure in terms of creating awareness. But for me personally, going back to running is my passion, that I always say, running is my passion, plogging is my commitment. That is one monstrous run. That is an athletic performance. Doesn't matter how long it takes. How many people will be able to say that they've done something along those lines? And at that age. And it's not something that I can just do. I can't just go out and run that. I need to be respectful for that. I need to train for that. And that's where my focus is now. And what was so wonderful with getting this these sets of reels that really sort of just made me think, that my wife sent me, it aligns actually with a decision I made last week. So last week, RunX, who are one of my sponsors, they were chatting to Saucony, the running shoe brand, and they were like telling my story. They said, is there anything you can do to help him and everything? And Saucony said, yeah, we'll give him a couple of pairs of shoes. That's fine. Yeah, we don't really go in the business of sort of sponsoring that kind of thing, but let's just give him a couple of shoes that's going to sort of help him out. So grateful to Saucony. And then it was the question of what shoe do I want? I'm only taking one shoe for now. And I was like, okay, which one do I want? So I was sitting down there, and then my first thought was, I'll get the Triumph. So the Triumph is this sort of really nice cushioned, easy running shoe that I used to use all the time. So go back to sort of the late teens, sort of 2019. It was sort of one of my go-to shoes that I'd used for quite a few years, alongside the Kinvara that I'd used for my speed work, and also the Fast Twitch I'd use for triathlon. So I had these sort of three Saucony shoes that I'd have in rotation all the time. So I thought, okay, the Triumph's a perfect one, all day comfort. It's going to be perfect for just plodding along. And so I put it on, and yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. It was good going for a run. And then the guy in Joris in RunX, he said, why don't you try this one on the Endorphin Speed? I was like, I was thinking about that. It's still soft and things like that. I was like, but it's got a plate in it. It's not really going in alignment with the plogging that I will be doing, the sort of slow plogging. But I put it on, went for a run, and I was like, whoa, suddenly it's just pushing me forward. It's like saying, run, go faster. And then something sparked in me, and it went, damn it, this is the shoe I need to get, the Endorphin Speed 4. I need to get this. It's comfortable. It is still super comfortable just to walk around, stand around in, that I will be doing in a shoe that I go when I go for a plug-in. But it wants me to go faster. It's something that I can do my speed work in. It's something that I can really get some structured workouts in. It's something that I can really build up my stamina for this monstrous event in May. And it got me thinking, and it got me suddenly going, I need to be more serious. I need to get really training hard. In effect, I need to become that athlete. I need to, the Nike is looking at. I'm not saying I want Nike, but I need to make my Instagram account a little bit more athlete focused, a little bit more storytelling, athletic storytelling focused, and take myself serious. Going back to the and, that doesn't mean I lose the humour. It's an and. I will still have the same Instagram posts that I will always have, and athletic storytelling. And I'm really excited to open this chapter. I'm really excited to open my heart and say, not just joke the fact that I'm a professional athlete, but be proud that I'm a professional athlete. Be proud that I can do all that I do. This is an exciting chapter for me, and it's so funny how it all came together. Really excited. I think I want to leave it there. I think that says everything I want to. When we come back, I'll give you a bit of a tip for the day.
Plug it and tag it and post it and bin it.
Okay. So what is my tip for the day? And it is that and. Don't hold yourself, or don't put the but in there, put the and in there. That's really come clear for me, and I think it really just suddenly opens up more possibilities, and it opens up. Suddenly you feel bigger, you feel more empowered as soon as you get rid of that but and put an and in there. When you describe yourself, how would you describe yourself? Would you do, I am this, but I'm this? No. Put the and in there. So for me, yes, I love humour. I love getting people to smile. And I love running fast. I hope you've really enjoyed this episode. And it's given you some food for thought. It's definitely given me food for thought, and that's what sort of came out and I really wanted to talk about. My name is Paul. This is my way of life, and each day on this wonderful path, journey I'm on, I'm discovering new things about me and realizing new things. And often they were always there. I'm not doing new things. I'm not creating new things. I'm just realizing they were all there. I think that's and it just shows you how much depth we all have. Till next week. See ya.